Thanks, John. Good afternoon, everyone. As John mentioned, my name is Steve Robinstein. Work with NetObjects. I want to spend some time today taking you through a bit of a tour of Website Creator, and we're going to learn, and we're going to show you how you can create a website without writing or understanding any code. Website Creator X6 utilizes a familiar desktop publishing paradigm. It's drag and drop, pixel perfect placement, and it produces websites using XHTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I'm going to take a look at a site that we've already begun building. After the demo, we'll have Q&A, as John mentioned, where we'll address specific questions. So in this demo site, let's pretend we work for a company called Mountain Jock, a fictional outdoor outfitter and guide. We're in charge of getting a website designed and published, and we need to maintain it over time. We want the site to be up and running quickly, have a professional look and feel. In their business, as well as most, the website is the most important way of attracting new business. You need a good-looking, fully functional site that's easily optimized to rate high in organic, meaning free search engine traffic. In short, we want to quickly and easily build an effective website, so we've chosen Website Creator X6. While we look at this site, let's ask ourselves the following question: what makes an effective website? What might it look like? First, the company identity is clearly displayed. At first glance, it's immediately obvious what the company does and the markets it serves. The site is full of descriptive, keyword-laden content. The products and services are well presented, and the site has a professional look with clear and intuitive navigation paths. And most importantly, Google knows about it. Let's take a brief look at some of the SEO features available in Website Creator, such as descriptive keyword-rich alt tags. So part of SEO is adding the descriptive alt tags. You'll see on the Mountain Jock logo, the text part of the logo, an alt tag popped up. It says, "The best guides, gear, and adventures in the Rocky Mountains." You'll see on the other part of the logo, the mountains, Rocky Mountain Outfitters, Gear and Adventure Guides. So these are all very rich, keyword-dense alt tags that provide more specific information that enables Google to understand utilizing is one way of doing that. Right along additionally to add content to your site. At Mountain Jock is a lot of vertical shear on. Sites look functionality over time.
Hi everyone, we're just having some audio difficulties here on Steve's machine, so please bear with us. We're just going to try and sort this out.
They can see. Stop sharing the screen. Can you hear me now, John?
I can hear that. Let's try again. Okay, yeah, I think we're good now, Steve.
Okay, I apologize for that, those difficulties. Fantastic. In the activities section, again, to add pages, all you'll simply do to add pages below the activities is select activities and click New Page. You can add pages as easy as that. Let's say you want to move the activity section to another page, say Home, and again, to delete the sites, you can simply delete them. If you make a mistake, removing them is as easy as that. Let's say you want to move the activities section under another page, say Home. You just drag and drop the pages, just like this. If you change your mind, you can move them back. You may not have noticed it, but Website Creator was busy doing a lot of work just now. It was actually building the template for the pages I just added and was updating all of the links to the site as I changed the layout. The site view is where you manage the web page, the metadata. You enter the descriptive titles and keywords. For example, on the home page, we look at some of the, again, some of the rich SEO content that you'd like to have on your page. You have the page name, and then you have the page title. This appears in the title bar of the browser. You also have a variety of master borders, and we'll touch on what master borders are in a moment. You can group and color code pages or groups of pages in order to designate them, and then also very easily add meta keyword data right in here. You can apply it to a page only or throughout the whole site. So in the site view, key benefit are it's a visual site management. It enables you to plan the structure and flow of the site. It is intuitive, it's drag and drop interface, it's very easy to use with a minimum learning curve. And because all of the links, all the navigation, everything is updated, it saves time and and reduces the chance of duplicating your efforts. Let's look at the page view. When you're building the site, the last thing that you want to do is struggle with how to lay out the page details. Even if you're an expert web developer, your time is best spent creating the look you want and not worrying about coding issues. Page view is where you build the pages. Using Website Creator's pixel-perfect placement of text and objects, you're able to precisely place content anywhere on the page. Text can be easily wrapped around objects, and objects can be aligned together, adding professionalism and logical organization to the site's layout. Website Creator's toolbars, accessible via dockable palettes, offer a full set of powerful functions allowing insertion of text, graphic images, multimedia files, connections with databases, and online forms. In this way, you can create the layout you want. Website Creator takes care of creating the correct XHTML and CSS code. If you want more control, Website Creator gives you the flexibility to access and add to the code it generates. If you click on the code view down below, this shows you all of the code created by Website Creator, and you can add code in between any of the gray sections, which is the code that is automatically generated by Website Creator. Even with the visual design environment, there's times when you want to see how your page actually looks in a real browser. perhaps even at different screen resolutions from your development PC. But you don't want to have to save your work, generate the pages, and open up an external browser. With the inline browser, you don't have to. It lets you quickly check the actual look of the page without having to generate your site or run an external browser. So, preview right here, and this is a live preview of what the site will look like when it's published. You also have the ability to change the browser, and it will preview it in Firefox or other browsers that you may have installed. Let's take a look at the style view. The style view is where you determine all of the site elements and their styles. You know that a professional website must have a consistent look and feel across all of its pages. This look should also match your corporate identity. With Website Creator, there's one less thing you need to worry about in making sure that the site is consistent. In the style view, you control the overall look and feel of your site. Website Creator ships with a large number of professionally designed site styles, all of which are fully customizable, or you can create and use your own to match your corporate identity. Here are a list of some of the available site styles. Once you've selected a different site style or created a new one, your own, it's as simple as selecting the other site style and setting that style. Now if you go back to the page view, you've now changed the entire identity of your website, the look and feel to the new site style. Fonts have changed, colors have changed, background image, as well as all of the navigation and MLR tabs, what have you. So changing the look and feel of your site is as simple as that. We'll go back to the original layout. Let's take a peek at the assets view. Let's say that you've built your site and you're ready to publish it on the web. Here's another place where a lot of page building tools sort of abandon you. Typically, you have to determine all the files and images that make up your site, figure out their hierarchy on your PC, and then use an FTP program to upload them to your server. Maybe you've just spent a couple hours updating your web pages, you changed a lot of text, a few images, maybe even moved some pages around. Now it's time to update your site by uploading the changes. What do you update? How do you keep track of every change you made? Every file that was updated, every image? What about all the files that might be indirectly affected by your changes? At this point, you have two choices. You can either upload the entire site, or you can try to guess the changed files and risk creating an incomplete site. This is where Publish View comes into play. The Publish View keeps track of all the changed elements on your site as you make those changes, so you know exactly what needs to be uploaded. Here's where you tell Website Creator about your web server so it can upload all the files for you. No need to run an external FTP program every time you want to update your site. You can publish directly from Website Creator. And finally, on the tour of the views, let's look at the online view. With a click of your mouse, you have instant access to a comprehensive collection of helpful information, guidance, and free design resources. As you mouse over these different categories, unfortunately this has already had everything downloaded on this machine, but you will see a selection of new templates, generally, site styles, as well as stock photos that can be downloaded, and they will automatically be installed, ready for use in Website Creator. Also have links to community support and technical support. So in summary of the quick overview of the site views, productivity and ease of use are key features of Website Creator. Throughout the product, simple and intuitive methods like drag and drop are used to replace tedious coding and programming tasks. The same simple methods are used to add sophisticated features like database integration and shopping cart functionality. In short, Website Creator is one of the fastest and easy ways to build and maintain your website. As we said earlier, pretend we work for Mountain Jock, an outdoor guide and outfitter. We're in charge of getting a website designed and published and need to maintain it over time. We've got some images, some content, but how do we start? Bear with me one second. I'd like to just close that site that has content already populated. So there's 4 ways that you can begin working in Website Creator. You can begin with a blank site. You can begin by basing a new site on a template. You can create templates and distribute them to members of your team to ensure that there's consistent results between individuals working on different parts of the larger site. Or Website Creator ships with pre-made templates to give you a jump start in your site building process. That's also great for prototyping. You can open an existing site, or you can begin a new site using the site wizard. For this example, we're going to begin a site entirely from scratch, but we're going to use a template that already contains some images that we need. When you click on the new site from template, you locate the file or the template that you've downloaded. I apologize. And then you name the site. And it will pull it in here. Although this had all the content stripped out of it, apparently the pages were not deleted yet. So let's just wait this real quick. Give you a better idea of how you would start. So we're currently in site view. You can see now we've got a current home page. Now, your website, you're going to want more than one page, so let's add some new pages. In order to do that, again, all you have to do is click the New Page button. So let's add 3 pages. So we'll click New Page 3 times, and also want to view the page properties. Renaming the pages is as simple as clicking on them and typing the name. So let's do mission. Events and products. So let's see what the home page looks like, and we can see now that those pages have already been added to the navigation. If we wanted to preview the website right now, preview that page, you would see the rollovers that are defined in the style view, and the navigation is complete. If we want to add, let's add another, go deeper in the hierarchy. Let's add activities page below the events page. And we'll go back to page view, and we'll preview this now. And you'll see the flyout for the activities. So you have the full ability to create the hierarchy of your site right here. Nothing's set in stone. Let's say that we want to move it somewhere. We can take the activities, move it up into the top level, and we'll go back home. And now you can see the navigation has already been completely updated. All of the links have been updated without you having to do anything other than drag and drop the page titles. If we publish the website right now, we can see what it looks like. Not a whole lot to look at, but you can see it's live and exactly as it's shown here in the page view. So let's talk about the page view in a little more detail. This is where you're actually building the website. You can see the layout has rulers and guides that will auto-align elements. They all combine to increase your speed and efficiency in building and creating pages. On the top, bottom, left, and right are master borders. A master border in Website Creator is akin to a master page in a page layout application. In Website Creator, any element placed in a master border automatically appears on any other page that shares that master border. This is a key area to place navigation, company logos, basically any element you'd like to replicate throughout your site or a section of your site. Master borders allow you to apply consistent design or navigation across multiple pages quickly and easily. In working in graphical mode, let's start building a page. You have the ability to place any element anywhere on the page. You're not restricted to tables that you predefine. You simply place an element, text, graphics, whatever, place it wherever you want. The image bank, and these can be docked. You have your image. You have a selection of image assets. You can also map any other gallery that you'd like immediate access to images. So if you have a pictures folder on your desktop or on the shared network, you can access those images directly from here. So again, as simple as dragging and dropping on. Now, one really cool feature and functionality of Website Creator is the ability to automatically resize and optimize images. So let's say you have your digital camera and you go out and you take a picture that's 4,000 pixels wide and 10 megabytes with your digital camera. If you tried to put that on a page, well, your page would be 10 times larger than it should be. So Website Creator will warn you, say the picture is too big, may cause expansion of the layout. Would you like to resize or crop the picture before adding it to your page? You select yes, and it will pull up this image inspector dialog and semi-transparency of the image. You can move it into place where you like it, and then resize it by using the controls here or dragging the corners. When you're finished, it'll place it right where you like it. Let's add the logo here on top. So the first one, again, we're going to just drag it, drop it up here. And again, size, you don't have to resize it in a separate application. If you have the logo pre-made, you can put it right in there, drop it in place, get it to the size that you like, and then click done. Let's take the text-based part of the logo, drop it in there. Now you might notice that red exclamation point. That simply means that you have an overlap that you need to correct. So we'll resize that. Now we have the image on, a couple of the graphics. Let's do a quick preview of this in our browser. And there you have it. Let's go back to design view. Now if we want to add some text, as an example, simply click the text tool, drag the text box, and start adding your text. So let's just write Mountain Jacques. Now, all of the text attributes have been defined in the style view and should be changed there. However, you do have a text properties palette over to the right that gives you access to all of those controls. So rather than have Mountain Jacques here be paragraph text, let's make that an H1, header 1, and then if we select in there, let's center it under the image, so we'll make the text box a little bit larger. Now we have that centered. As easy as that, and everything again is defined in the style view, and that will automatically create the CSS for you upon publishing. Let's take a look at some more advanced UI controls that we can add. Website Creator supports a wide variety of UI controls. You can place any of them on the page. It's incredibly easy to add and edit content. Let's add a few tabs, we'll rename them, and then we'll put some content in. So we want to go to the UI control here. We have a variety of choices, tab top, tab bottom, accordion, wizard, all of these JavaScript effects. Let's choose tab top. We'll select that. We'll drag the spot in here where we like it to go. Now we have one tab set that's predefined. To add other tabs, simply hit the plus key, and then to rename them is as simple as double-clicking on them and renaming them. So let's Snowcat Rides. I thought that sounded like fun. Let's just name this Hiking. Mountaineering, and well, we don't need the fourth tab, so what we can do is just take it out from there. Now you can add any content that you like inside this UI control. So you have this selected, we'll select Snowcat Rides. Sorry. You can put images, text, you could have database-driven controls there, anything you like. Let's drag a picture of a snowcat in here. You can resize it. Again, text, we'll draw a text box. And again, we can, let's make this a an H4 or H3 size, and we'll center it above the image. So let's just take a peek at what we have. Let's publish this site. You have a choice to local publish, which will create all of the HTML and the CSS, and it will place it on your computer for view. And then, of course, although there's no profile set up on this machine, you could set up the server information to publish it on the internet. So that quick, it's created all of the HTML, all of the CSS, published the site just as you saw it there. All of the pages are here, although they don't have any content. And then you have the UI controls. Let's take a quick peek at another very important functionality, and that's e-commerce. As with the other functionality of Website Creator, there's no programming or scripting required. Let's take a look at how easy it is to get some products listed on this site. So we have, I believe this is the products page. What we'll want to do is grab from the custom components, and there are literally dozens of custom components you can use. Let's put the e-commerce component on here. Now it's going to ask if I'd like to create a new catalog or use an existing catalog, and I have a catalog already created just so you'll be able to see some pre-populated content. So let's choose the existing catalog we've built, and it pulls up the catalog properties editor. You have the product listing tab themselves. You have the listing pages, detail pages, as well as the store engines that you can connect to the back end. We ship with PayPal as well as Shop Pro, which is a homegrown payment processing solution. So in the product section, you have them listed here. Then you have attributes. So naming the products is as simple as typing in the attributes. So they're hiking shoes, they're $59.99, retail price normally $79, manufacturer Adidas. If you have a CSV file of all your products, you can import them into the catalog builder. So you have the basic attributes, then you have description text, brief description, keyword, product comments, the extended description. You have the detail image, and you set the specifications there. You can have it a JPEG or a GIF. You can change the output settings, what have you, and it will give you an indication of how long at each of those settings it would take to download. So you have nice fast load times. You'll see the thumbnail image, and then you have the ability to designate some related products as well. So we'll drop that on the page, and that could use some help in terms of styling. So let's select that, and let's make that 600 pixels wide. All right, and again, drag and drop. Let's center it. You'll see the guides pop up. That's a little bit better. Now we can do another publish of the site. I could have done a preview, but let's do a publish. We'll go to the products. Now you have the catalog listed, and then you have automatically, I didn't go in and restyle this page yet, but you have the catalog listed, and then you have the individual pages already created for you, ready to go. I think one final thing that I'd like to just walk through for individuals who are brand new to web design and don't like staring at a blank screen to get started. I want to show you how simple it is by using our site design wizard, how easy it is to get started, have something that you can quickly edit, and in just minutes have an effective looking site, a professional looking effective site. So I'm sorry, got ahead of myself. In the online view, we'll select Site from Wizard. Now you have a selection of pre-built sites. You choose a look and feel that you like from a variety of these. There are also in the online view additional templates and site styles that will appear here. This is an online feed, and new content is pushed regularly. So there are stock photos, and I apologize, there's nothing here for you to see, but you'll simply be able to click on the stock photos. It'll download. Same thing with styles and templates. But back to the wizard. Let's pick one that we like. I like this, called Spry. Now it'll pull up a selection of pages that that you'd want to have on your site, and you have each of the pages, and then you have a selection of layouts, 4 selections for each page. The pages that you don't want to have on your site, you simply uncheck that that box. So we're not going to have a photo gallery. We'll have FAQs, legal, and again, everyone you have the ability to change the layout. If you've created a profile when you installed Website Creator, all that information would already be populated here. If not, you can simply enter the information here, and then it will pre-populate your site with that contact information. Now when you finish, all you need to do is name your site, and Website Creator will do the rest of the work. It is automatically going to create that website, going to incorporate your profile data. It's automatically going to map out the pages and the layout for each of the pages and the layouts that you've selected, and it will put placeholder text or Ipsum text as well as placeholder images. So if we were to begin with this site as something that we liked and we simply wanted to edit the text and make this our own, it's as simple as selecting the text and making some changes. Let's do a quick publish, and that'll give you a feeling for what it actually looks like on the web. So very quickly, very easily, you can create a nice looking professionally designed website. All you need to do is replace some of the content yourselves. So you have a full featured product. You can start from scratch with your own designs, or you can let our professional designers give you a head start. So in conclusion, Website Creator is a complete solution for building your sites. From planning, building, managing your site, to promoting and growing your online business quickly and effectively. You can map out your entire site in minutes, drag and drop text, graphics, multimedia in place. You can even dynamically connect the databases and add e-commerce, all without writing one line of code. I thank you for the time you've given me today. I apologize for some of the technical difficulties early on. I hope this has been a useful overview. I am available if anyone has any questions.
Thank you very much, Steve. I think what I'll do is I made a list of the questions that I couldn't answer myself. What I'll do is I'll just read them to you if you want to just speak to them. I think you can speak to all these questions.
Sure.
So the first one is, can you bring in an existing site from another application like Dreamweaver, for example, or you have to start your authoring basically in Website Creator?
Yeah, that's a very good question. You can, but generally we would recommend that you create the structure in NetObjects Fusion. Much of the code and much code is not entirely standard based. So if you try to import something, Fusion or Website Creator may not understand exactly what you're trying to import, and it may not present properly. So what I would suggest that you do is you create the site structure in Site View, and then as simple as copy and paste to recreate the site. That'll give you the best results. That'll make sure that all of the assets are where they belong and each attribute is represented properly. Just a further comment, Website Creator is it's a code generator and not a code editor. The distinction is it's the WYSIWYG drag and drop. It's based on the desktop publishing paradigm, and the ease of use that you see is because it automatically publishes the code for you, not just importing from somewhere else. So.
Okay, thanks. Next question we have is just a question about the example you were showing. Can you place those top nav buttons anywhere? Like, can you move them higher? Can you drag them with the Mountain Jock site that you had? Can you have the full flexibility to just shift them if you wanted to?
Yeah, you could put them anywhere. As we discussed, so the nav bar, it's as simple as this. You select it. You have nav. I'm sorry. Can everyone still see my screen? Yes. So the nav bar is something that you can simply select. You have properties. You can customize how the flyouts are, how the first level, second level, how the parent and child pages are represented, what happens to them, whether you use a primary or a secondary button that you've defined in the styles view. But yes, you can just drag it around, move it, say I want to center it, I want to do that. And again, master borders make sure that the navigation appears on all pages. So I guess that was a very long way of saying yes.
Okay, great, thanks. Another question about the images you brought in. Does it automatically convert them to RGB or to web-based colors and resolution? If you were to take an image that was a CMYK image, for example, could you do that? And if so, would it convert it?
Yes. Yes. Again, I'm going to have a long answer to your very short question. So because this is a very cool part of Website Creator that many applications don't do. So these were assets that we had pre-arranged for the webinar. But if we have other galleries, I don't have, this is not my computer, so let's see if we still have the sample images, sample pictures from Windows. Let's see if they're there. So I added that folder to the image galleries. So in here, these will look like, these are simply the sample images, image JPEGs that came with your Windows installation. So these are large digital photos. You can just drag it on. Again, it's going to warn you and say, hey, you're about to blow up your page. But you can resize it, completely resize it, and optimize it there. In the pictures property palette, you have an application default for how it's going to create those images for you, but then you can also choose how you'd like them to be created. Would you like them to be a GIF, JPEG, PNG, best, small, good, and then each of these you have the ability to see what the effect is on the image. So if you say, I'd like this to be, this JPEG that I brought in, Penguin's JPEG, to be rendered as a PNG 24, you can do that, and this is what it'll look like at various, zoom levels. Say, yeah, that's pretty good, looks good, and away you go. So. Thank you for that question.
Okay, and then animated GIFs, are they supported as well?
They are.
Okay.
I don't have any to show you, but they are.
That's great. A question about JavaScript UI controls. Are they searchable by search engines?
Yes, they are.
Okay. That's great. Can you easily package all the content for the website into a folder to share with someone? So all the photos, all the assets, basically.
Yes, that's one of the benefits of two things I'll touch on in answering that. The first is you can create a template of the site, and a template is the entire site and all of the data and all the information that is required to recreate the site. So you would simply be in site view and export the entire site as a template. You would name it, place it somewhere. You can also include your FTP credentials in there, so you wouldn't have to re-enter your hosting data. The template's been saved, it's been created. So if we go to the desktop here, you look at the properties. So that's created a 1 megabyte folder that contains all of the images. Now that same functionality is utilized by Website Creator to create backups for your website. So you have a variety of options when it comes to backups. You can create local backups so that when you local publish, it will automatically create a local backup of your entire site and all the assets. So if something goes wrong, or if you delete it by accident, what have you, you could also put this to a Dropbox folder and have offsite. You can also back it up when you publish so that it will create a folder on your web host, and it will archive your site. Every time that you publish, you'll have backups offline that you can restore from if your computer blows up or something. You'll be able to recover all of your data. Not just the HTML, not just the published output, all of the assets required to create the site. So you're putting the whole thing up there.
Okay. Next question is, can you incorporate your own payment system? I know you showed a couple of examples, but Google Shopping Cart, for example, or is it you restricted to the ones that you have?
No, you can incorporate any of them. It's as simple as inserting a code snippet.
Okay, great. Typefaces. The available typefaces, is it basically what you have on your system on Windows when you are putting text objects in there, or is there a specific set that are only used for Website Creator?
Well, there are specific sets that are web-based fonts. So in the CSS, we have the most typical web-safe fonts available so that they're represented accurately in the browsers. You can use any font that you like, and you can define that in the CSS. However, not all browsers may be able to view it appropriately. If you have a fancy script text, as an example, that is your company logo, like this Mountain Jock example that we showed you earlier, the only way we could get that font to represent is this is an image. So you can convert it into a JPEG or a PNG and do it that way.
If you had your own font that was web friendly, though, you could use that if you wanted.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Okay. Question about learning materials. Where to get additional learning materials, purchasing tutorials, that sort of thing. I know, just chiming in myself, I know we do intend to have learning materials available on the Corel website for Website Creator, but so I think maybe I'll just say that, yeah, we do have the product page available on Corel.com, and we are going to continue to add learning materials. For example, this webinar as a start, and then we're going to look beyond that to see what other tutorials we're going to be able to add. We do have some tutorials that were, I think it's 6, I'm being told, that are either up there now or going to be up there shortly. So for anyone who is looking, Corel.com/website creator is kind of your starting point, where you can access any supporting materials, access the trial, that sort of thing. So I guess I answered that for you, Steve.
Thank you.
Another question about just adding a blog to a website. Could you add a blog in there? I mean, I'm not sure if it's a person who plans to, if the question was related to a person just continuing to add to that HTML, or if they're looking to add a blog feed like a WordPress or something like that. I'm not sure what the specific question is. But
yeah, so two different questions there. I think the first is, can you add a blog? And a blog is simply a web blog, which is a chronological record of entries. So I mean, theoretically, any page, any web page could be a blog. So you enter your text on here, you enter the image. What many specific blog applications, such as Blogger, for an example, Website Creator doesn't have built-in all of the functionality that will automatically archive older posts and create navigation to older posts, etc. You would have to do that manually. However, if you have an existing blog, you can very easily use a custom component to use the put an RSS feed of it right on your site, and it'll just appear in the site in line.
Okay. Next question is just about adding flash photos or flash files.
Yep, drag and drop.
Drag and drop. Okay, great. The next question is just about PDFs, like just a link to a PDF that you want to have included in your site. So obviously the HTML link is not an issue, but just where do we just store that asset and to link to it?
Yeah, so again, that's one of the beauties of our asset view. So it will gather and archive all in one place all of the assets that you're using in the design of that site. So, for example, let's say this is our PDF. Oops. You will select that and select link, and you have a wealth of choices. So you can make any link. You can make an internal link to link to another page within the website. You can link to an external website, or you can link to a file. So you would simply pick the file. Let's pick that zip file that we did before. Save that, and we'll link it. So now you'll notice it's changed. The color's changed to represent the fact that it's a link. If we preview it, actually I think we might need to publish it, but preview it. Yeah, we're going to have to do a quick publish. You can see that. So there you go.
Okay, great. Next question is a bit more technical, but it's about the CSS. Is it stored in external style sheets that can be editable? And actually, there's a similar question. Yeah, same question. Are the CS classes easily editable?
The CSS is easily editable, but it creates the CSS. So the CSS is largely defined in style view, and you have a variety of controls here for CSS editing. You have this is in increasing degrees of sophistication. You have common CSS controls. You have CSS property sheet here, where you have all of the CSS properties right here that you're available to edit and change. And then you also have a complete CSS code editor with code hinting and everything built in. So you build the CSS here in the application. It will then produce the CSS files on publishing. There's no need to, after the fact, edit an external style sheet.
Okay. Just looking through here, got a lot of questions, which is great, and we are actually running out of time here, so I'm not going to be able to get to everyone's questions, but we will actually try and get back to everyone who asked a question that we haven't answered. So just looking for the most common questions here to try and get as many birds with one stone as I can. Well, this one is, any special requirements needed on hosting servers? Like anything in specific? I'm not quite, that's all I have, but...
No, none. Certain functionality, if you want to have an e-commerce cart, you need PHP, but we also support PHP, ASP. So we're fairly agnostic. There are no server-side components needed at all to run this. You can host it on Windows, you can host it on Linux, you can host it on Mac servers. It doesn't need anything extra.
Okay. Just looking here to see, Steve, I know, again, folks, there are some other questions, but we're going to run out of time to answer them, so I think it's probably a good break point because we're just a minute before the hour here. So again, we will post this webinar, and we will get back to, we will make an effort to get back to everyone privately with questions that we didn't answer, because we certainly don't have time to answer them all. I'm actually very enthusiastic at the number of questions, so we appreciate that a lot. So I wanted to just quickly take the chance to close. First of all, to thank Steve for conducting this webinar for us, and also to thank everyone who joined us here today. So if you want more information on Website Creator X6 or to download the free trial, you can go to www.corel.com/websitecreator. And of course, Website Creator is included as part of Corel.Graphics Suite X6, but also available standalone from Corel. So with that, I'm going to thank everyone. Again, thanks, Steve, and it was a pleasure to offer this to everyone.
Thank you very much, everyone.